So let's just look at the monitor.
Yeah, but I don't like having a low mic. I like having it up high.
Well, but I don't want it. I don't want it
the
in
proximity,
my mouth, but I don't want it like over my mouth.
Right, but you want the
and that happens a
proximity to
lot.
you want the proximity to get in your.
I understand that. I just
in
don't
your
like
mouth.
it. I don't. This is okay. I just when I'm like this, I find it distracting.
I'm taller than you.
Really?
Yeah.
This is like me not slouching. I like to kind of
Stupid hair.
relax a little bit.
If I didn't have,
I have a
if I didn't
terrible
have like,
hairdo.
if I didn't have like hair, it would get chopped off on the screen. All right.
That's right.
I'm Jay Friesen,
I'm Brian Mattson.
and we're two tired dudes on Dead Reckoning, the
Dead-
Spindle.
DeadReckoning.tv. Welcome to the show. The Spindle is the section of our program where Jay and I banter and talk about current events, various things going on, whatever comes to mind. We are completely unscripted, and we're surprised at how few people complain about that. They seem to like this segment of the show, and what we do is we try to evaluate and talk about cultural things through the lens of our Christian faith. So, why are you tired, Jay?
You like this?
It looks like
I was hoping
bird
I was
crapped
hoping
on you.
You'd point it out.
A
On the
bird,
show, and I'd be like, no, don't touch it.
bird crap on you.
Touch it. My daughter gave that to me.
Oh, lovely. Well,
She's 16 months old.
It's a nice little
My
little
son-
love barf.
My son, on the other hand, and this is the reason why I'm like exhausted.
Yeah.
So
Are we gonna get another 20-minute story like we got last week?
no,
Okay.
not 20 minutes. But he woke. I heard him screaming or yelling rather at about 3:30 in the morning, and
You figure bad.
that he
name or
went. He's
something
like,
that.
potty. I went potty. So I walk into the bedroom and he's standing there in the dark. And Daddy, I went potty. Help! I'm like,
dear.
oh well, come on. He's been wearing a pull up because there's the accidents. He's potty
Accident
trained, but the
factor.
accidents happen.
Yeah.
So we get him on the toilet. I'm like, don't just stand there. Let's go to the bathroom. So he's like stumbling around in the light, like crashing into things. And I'm doing the same thing
Yeah, of
because
course.
I'm half
yeah,
tired.
I was gonna say.
Anyway, come to find out, he caught himself, so he didn't pee, which is great.
Good for him.
I put him back to bed. I crawl into bed, and I lay in bed, and I turn in bed,
You
and
toss.
I toss in bed.
Yeah. Roll
and I
over.
roll over in bed,
Toss again.
and
Turn.
after about 45 minutes of this, I just get up.
Because your brain was.
I was on. I have all these funny
Your hard
like-
drives were running, unlike
I have
on your
all
computer
these- I
today.
have
Your
all
hard
these-
drive was running.
No, they're running. See, they're flashing.
Now they're running, but I mean,
Well, they're
like,
not running as fast as they're supposed to be, which is
Your
annoying.
brain was running faster.
You know what? You need to be thankful that we don't have to hire somebody to do all the tech work on this show.
I'm delighted we don't have to do that. I
Stop
appreciate
picking
you.
on me because
I
I'm tired.
I appreciate you.
So I did end up going back to sleep at about 6-ish, 6:30,
So you caught up on a little.
barely. By 8 o'clock, I felt like somebody hit me a truck. I'm like, why am I drugged?
I was up late myself last night working. I was working late on a few
On your
projects.
super secret
Yeah,
secret
I got
project
kind of
you
a
refused to-
top secret project I'm working on that I had some deadlines for and was working on that. No, I didn't actually want to know about the stain.
what is-
I didn't want to know about the stain. I wanted to know about what the deal is with the half tie. Because this is kind of a new one to me, okay?
Stop.
Come on.
Stop, no.
You don't want to.
No.
You don't
no.
want to
This,
see. Okay.
this is the magic of film. People think I have a whole tie on right now.
Okay, yeah. It comes down to about here. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
That's like super hipster. Sorry for pointing that out.
Comes down to about.
Nah, it's totally cool. Isn't that great? I don't know who
So
came
the
up with
idea. So
that
yeah,
idea.
you need to see how lucky you viewers are. You get to see the magic of film. You ever heard about the weathermen who wear shorts during the broadcast?
Oh, yeah.
They're wearing, same thing.
A lot of times, broadcast television people, they're wearing
I'm-
jeans underneath that desk.
I'm not wearing pants right now.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to mention that. Hey, you know what I have?
No, this tie is like a vintage.
Yeah, we bought that at the
what
vintage
year-
store, didn't
I forget
we?
what year. Yeah, but I like to wear my knots a certain way. I like to double them up and kind of go through. And I have this certain way I like to wear my ties, and this one's too short to do that. So
I see.
I can only ever wear it when I wear something over
I
it.
have here.
Otherwise, I look silly.
I have something special in my pocket.
Oh, really?
I do. This is a very, very special thing that I think our viewers should see. This is a letter. I don't know if you can see it, but see that big? It's got like a statuette on the top of it there. This, Jay, is from the Telly Awards. The 35th annual Telly Awards. Now, imagine that. An awards program has been around for 35 years, and I've never heard of them. You have, because you're kind of in the business. But these are the 35th annual Telly
Everybody
Awards.
sends something to the Tellys.
Apparently, lots of people compete in this. And this letter begins, congratulations. I mean, that's a shock in and of itself. Like, congratulations for what? Congratulations because this show, ladies and gentlemen, this very show is now a bronze medal winner of the 35th annual Telly Awards.
We have an award-winning show. I've got something. I've got something for this.
Okay.
Hang on one second.
Jay, like I said, we don't script this at all. So Jay's going to step off screen here. He's going to go. He's digging something up. He's got something. It's related to the Telly Awards and our award-winning show.
I keep it in there. I've been waiting for I've been waiting to
break it out, whatever it is. What is it?
It's our broken microphone award.
Our broken blue microphone. Our poor bluebird.
Our broken blue microphone award.
So go ahead. Who are you going to thank?
No, I actually think there's. Look right here. Right, I think what I think we should do is we should take this emblem because we don't have any money and we're donor supported. Click the little link on the website.
and they want us to pay.
They want us to pay for a sticker. So I think what we'll do is we'll take this sticker, this Telly Awards,
and we'll stick it on our blue microphone,
and we'll tape it to the blue microphone.
And that will be our award.
Lean it up against the wall or something, and this will be the Broken Mic Award.
The official. That's our Telly Award.
We're
just not going to pay them the $180 or whatever they want for the little statue.
No. It's the official Telly Broken Mic Award.
The Telly Broken Mic Award.
I'm sure this
is an award-winning program, folks, and we really need you to spread the word, pass the word around because it's kind of embarrassing.
We could reuse
being an award-winning show.
No, Brian, look, I just fixed it.
That's awesome. You're amazing. You're handy. You just fixed it.
Huh.
Now who knows if it works?
I actually thought it was broke. Well, I've noticed that this is a later generation, same gen as that one.
Yeah.
Blue, and it has a slightly different sonic quality to it than the one I'm using. You obviously probably can't hear anything, but now I fixed it. I didn't actually. It's been laying in the closet broken. I didn't actually think.
As I was saying, we're an award-winning show, and
we'll stick it to this, and we'll stand behind the award-winning Telly microphone.
And we're going to. In fact,
will we get sued for using their name on something that doesn't belong to them?
Probably.
Okay.
We're an award-winning show, and we would love it if you would pass the
order
word
now. I think I can order a roll of like 35
Telly Award stickers. And
like
the statuettes are what, like 180?
So no, let me ask you a question. If you were really if you really won something, what would you say?
First, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who has given us, as a matter of fact, this opportunity.
I got my awards face on.
As a matter of fact, I really mean that. Jesus has given us this awesome opportunity to do this really cool award-winning TV show, web TV show. I'd like to thank my family for all their support, all of my girls, my mom and dad, my mom especially, the biggest fan, always criticizing my hairdo or the lighting or when I tilt my glasses toward the light and you get the glare. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. You are very helpful. And last but not least, I've really got to thank my producer, Jay Friesen. Without him, I just wouldn't be here.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. It's been a long road. Appreciate the Telly, and thankful. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Thanks so much.
Fans, to the fans.
To the fans.
To the fans. Thanks. Woohoo! Yeah, I love you, man. I love you.
Let's hug the pretty lady. She's not here. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm going to put this down.
Yeah,
now.
Thanks very much. We're going to put our Telly Award down. Okay, Jay, I wanted to talk about a little bit of current events. This Malaysian Flight 370 thing is
what's weird about
so bizarre.
I have flown Malaysia. I'm a part of the Malaysia Airlines frequent flyer program.
Okay, so you travel to
this is top
Southeast
notch.
Asia.
They don't run old planes. All their stuff is top. I mean, we're not talking third world. We're talking.
This is an extremely interesting thing. Now, just before we actually came on the air, I saw that apparently some Chinese satellite footage has found some floating debris that they're checking out. So they may have found the crash site. But up until this point, it's very rare to have a plane disappear on Friday. And here we are the following week, and without a trace. I mean, without a trace. It is absolutely strange, and I don't know if I'm the only one. Now, I'm not minimizing I think we can pretty much assume the plane has crashed. Okay, and I'm not minimizing the terrible tragedy.
I mean,
for the family members and loved ones, it's one of the most horrifying things you can imagine. Everybody fears this, and our prayers go out for people who are really affected by this. But at the same time, the oddity of it, the mystery of a plane just vanishing for such a long period of time gets you to thinking some kind of weird conspiratorial thoughts. I was thinking J.J. Abrams with his whole Lost thing was actually just sort of prophetic.
Well, I had a thought.
The plane is stuck in purgatory. It went through a warp hole.
Is that
like
actually
that movie, The Final Countdown, like a time warp?
Is that actually
thing.
what happened in the show? Because I never actually finished watching the series.
Nobody really knows what happened in the show.
That's why I finished watching the series. There's no conclusion.
No real conclusion.
I ended up. My first thought was like was just shock. Obviously, I mean, when a plane goes down, it's not like a car accident or a bus crash where you have multiple. It's like there are 237 souls on this plane that have just died. Yeah, I mean, when a plane crashes, there's really rarely ever any survivors. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's a really big deal.
But that bearing that in mind and the terrible loss of life, and we grieve for the families. Kind of wish it was over the Bermuda Triangle. I missed some of those.
Why do you wish it was over the Bermuda?
Well, because the whole like mystery of the Bermuda Triangle and all the weird.
You just wanted to add to the conspiracy
no, but a part of me did wonder. I mean, I saw an episode recently where they were going to actually, or a movie. I don't even remember. I watched a lot of stuff, but they were going to kill like a plane full of dead bodies to like do a. I mean, they were trying to like prevent some global war or something, but it was interesting.
Wasn't that in 24 or something? There was a similar plot device.
Remember.
Speaking of movies, this whole thing got me to thinking because I was reading up. I've been reading up on this the investigation into this airplane disappearance. And there's some speculation now that the plane actually made it over the ocean and crashed somewhere in a jungle or on land. A lot of family members were kind of freaking out because the cell phones of their loved ones who were on the plane were still ringing.
Okay, now that's kind of creeping me out a little bit.
That's creepy. Okay, now it's not so hard to imagine that an airplane crashing over land that the cell phone wouldn't be destroyed and it's laying there, and why wouldn't it still ring?
But generally with a plane crash, there's usually some type of huge explosion, although not always.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. We don't know. Was this a terrorist attack? Did this blow up at 30,000 feet? If it did, we would not have trouble finding wreckage. That's the problem, okay? Because it's going to be spread out over miles. You're going to be able to see this stuff. So this is adding to the mystery. However, as a filmmaker, I was just, my mind goes thinking, I have a great opening scene for a movie. Okay, I just want you to imagine black screen, dark screen. Brian the cinematographer.
We're sitting in the theater.
Brian the cinematographer, and a cell phone's ringing. Still black, cell phone's ringing.
I need a crunchy sound. Crunch, crunch.
Cell phone just keeps ringing incessantly.
Crunch, crunch.
Finally, the picture comes up.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
And it's just a rocky crag.
Crunch, crunch.
In a mountain valley. And this
Crunch,
telephone
crunch.
is ringing off to the right.
Crunch.
And the camera just starts panning over the rocks. And there's a little crevice. Finally, it comes in, and there's a cell phone in a crevice of a rock, and it's just ringing incessantly, okay? It's ringing incessantly. Suddenly, camera zooms up, and all around this ringing cell phone is the wreckage of a terrible plane crash. Oh. It's kind of a cool opening to a movie, don't you think?
That's a cool opening to a movie. I pitched a couple movies recently.
Did you?
Yeah, actually, in fact, this morning I had this that was one of the random thoughts at 3:00 in the morning.
Is what movie you were?
My brain just started kicking into gear, and I remembered a couple of 3 film projects that were kind of sitting on the back burner because their directors wanted to, work some resources out, see if they could do some stuff themselves. I'm like, oh, that's fine. And anyway, it kind of kicked in my head. I'm like, I just made this connection here a couple months ago. There might be something there, so I'm going to pursue that. And then I emailed the distribution company about a script that one of my other director friends is sitting on. A real solid script.
Yeah?
Real solid.
Nice.
About 3 rather dysfunctional siblings who survive a small plane crash.
Speaking of which,
in the Oregon wilderness.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a little.
You could start it with a ringing cell phone.
It's good.
A ringing cell phone and a rocky crag, and the thing comes back in the wreckage of the plane.
That's a good opening scene.
I like the opening scene.
I'll have to mention that to the director.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so I happen to know somebody who runs a film distribution company, and so I thought, well, it's the right market. Well, but she knows the sales of these, what's selling right now and what's hot, and it's kind of like sometimes it's a crapshoot unless they come to you and
You
go,
got some props though now. You're an award-winning director.
We
have
trying
a
to get
Telly Award for this show,
it's kind
man.
of a catch.
This is big deal.
Right, it's kind of a catch-22 though, because in order to be taken seriously by some people, you have to have like work to your name. But in order to get work to your name, you got to be somebody. And so it's kind of that little, kind of that.
Oh, it's classic. It's the classic thing. Well, you need experience to work here. Well, how do I get experience if you'll never hire me? No one will ever hire me.
So you spend a lot of time doing like the projects I'm doing or the projects other people are doing. You're just hopefully, somebody, you catch a break. Somebody gives you.
You just need to keep building up the body of work. Speaking of which, when is Crafted coming out?
It may not be till April now because
run into some snags. Perhaps.
Yeah, my film composer, and he's a talented guy. Studied with Hans Zimmer. He's done a few Hollywood features. And
I'm sorry, but he wrote the intro music to this award-winning
show. He did some of the trailer music for Assassin's Creed.
He's a
games
super talented guy.
Yeah, anyway, it does all my work pretty much. Yeah, but he's got a TV client that's being really demanding. So if you know who you are, TV client, knock it off. I want my music.
Jay's got a doc coming out, and he needs the music.
No, it's not huge. It's not.
April. I mean, it's 3 weeks.
I know. I'm not stressed out about it. Everything else is pretty much in place, ready to go, except for that piece. So it's going to be a fun doc. I'm going to submit it to South by Southwest.
Nice.
I'm going to hit up the guys at Real House. Hey, dudes. See if we can get
House.
somebody at Sundance next year to watch this thing. Get it in the Sundance, or at least just watch it.
Sundance would be awesome.
Half the problem with these film festival things is just trying to get people to watch the entries. I mean, you've got so many.
There's a lot.
And then I've been referred to by another film industry contact. The Heartland Film Festival is actually a really good one.
Okay.
It's just a good quality film festival. You can't really go wrong doing that one. And then I don't know, I might poke around, see if there's any other.
Did you say there was one in Montana
Big
too?
Sky. Big Sky documentary
festival?
Yeah. Most of these the funny thing about film festivals is most of them happen within like January through like March.
Oh, so you're looking for next year.
Yeah, everything will be next year. But when I approach these,
if you have 1 million views online by that time,
and if I approach,
you might get some. If
I approach these things,
if
I approach these things, I approach them from a marketing standpoint. I mean, you go out there, you bust your butt to make a movie, and you release it online for free. Well, great, but nobody's gonna. I could probably get people to pay $5 or $10 to watch this movie if I wanted to. Most of my stuff is for sale. But why? Really? I mean, it didn't cost us anything to make.
It cost you
it did cost us a little bit, yeah. But it's one of those things that I look at as sort of a marketing what do you call it when you have a library, bibliography of your work? What do you call that?
A body of work.
A body of work.
Corpus.
Yeah, it's
a corpus if you want to use the Latin.
Yeah, it's
you have a corpus of work.
It's contributed to my body of work, and I've got the one YouTube video, it's got 2.5 million views. That's something.
Views. That's huge.
The other one has
an award-winning television show. An award-winning television show.
I've got an award-nominated documentary under my belt. I've done 3. I've done 2 documentaries.
Be faithful. Continue to do the solid work. And I think that it's going to grow. You get more of a
We got a lot of great story concepts. I mean, who does not want to see? I'm not going to say because Brian and I are still working on it.
Don't blow. Yeah, we are actually working on a film script, hit or miss here and there.
It's just hard to get films made because you have to have a great story. And if you don't have a great story, you got to have a great concept. At least you can hire a writer. Yeah. But you got to have somebody who wants to buy the concept. Nobody's really going to go out and fund your movie if there's nobody that's going to buy it.
Right.
So you kind of have to know a little bit of everybody in the game. You have to know the producers to raise the money, the financiers to provide some money, the distributors to sell it. You kind of got to work. It's tough.
Jay, you're young. You're just getting started. I think the future is very, very bright. So it's easy to get discouraged. Look, I'm the same way. I'm in public theology, and look, I mean, my phone's not ringing off the hook with people who want me to come and speak. What you do is you be faithful with the opportunities you have. You build up a body of work.
But you do have this
corpus.
Big, super secret client you won't tell anybody about.
Yeah, I have a consulting job, and the content and people involved I'm sort of under a gag order. I'm sort of sworn to secrecy.
Okay.
But
So
it
it's
is paying
Apple.
some bills. It's paying bills.
Yeah, it's Apple.
It's
You're
not
doing
Apple.
theological reference work for Apple.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility, believe it or not. So anyway, there's that. I do have a big speaking engagement this weekend, though.
Oh, is that Friday?
It's Saturday and Sunday. So
I was
this
gonna
is
go Saturday. I
partly
almost
why
forgot.
I was up late because I was trying to get this stuff out because I've actually the second largest mega church in our town here, and if you're local, you are welcome to come. Harvest Church, which the local campus here probably has about 2,000 people over 3 services or so. They have 5 campuses around Montana and northern Wyoming. Anyway, they've invited me to come and preach this weekend on the topic of does God really exist? So, really simple, easy sort of topic to.
Well, and then I'm teaching. I've got a big gig next week.
Okay,
the next
so
2
anyway,
weeks.
If you're in Billings, Saturday 5 o'clock Harvest Church. Sunday services are 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I'd love to see you there. Come on out. Bring your skeptical friends, your agnostic friends, your atheist friends, to hear the message I've got to say. What's your big gig next
It's not
week?
as cool as mine.
I know. Tell me about
I'm
it.
teaching about 5 or 6 5th and 6th graders about filmmaking for 2 weeks.
Awesome. 2 straight weeks or just 1 day each week?
1 day each week.
1 day each week.
Yeah. For about an hour.
Teaching them about filmmaking. Mm-hmm. It's your passion. That's your wheelhouse. What are you going to do? You going to make a movie with them?
I might. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that direction, and I bounced it off you this morning. But yeah, I think I'm going to start with worldview, though, because movies always start with a tale of some sort, and that tale is told by somebody with a particular set of worldview beliefs,
Yeah,
and that
certain
tale
lenses.
is about a story that takes place in a certain world, and so this is kind of thing you make. So I'm going to start out with worldview, and then maybe go into like just the basics, 3-act play, story, and then maybe see if the kids want to come up with something we can film on day 2.
That would be so cool.
I think they'd like that.
The kids
as long as I don't
star in a
lecture
movie.
them all to Hades.
You don't need to
and
talk
get
about.
stuck
You
in
don't
the
need to
tech.
talk about raw data and gigabytes and terabytes and things like that. Don't bore them with
man.
that. And color
So-
correction and all
Right.
that. Although a little bit about color correction they might find interesting.
Well, some of that you guys. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to organize. I outline in my head sometimes, so I'm going to be like outlining, kind of grouping these things together.
All right, well, we'll see how it
So
goes.
this show, we've got a cool show. This has been the strangest Spindle I think we've done in a while, mainly because we're both exhausted.
It's really fun though.
Oh, sweet! I got to do this more often. I got me a cup of coffee, and it's super delicious.
Jay, here we are an hour after we just had that massive foul up on the Spindle because you didn't clear the card.
I'm sorry, I did not follow.
And then, so then Jay's
I
dinking
did
around
not
with the
follow-
equipment.
I did not follow my normal procedures when I clean the cards off.
And
I
you
didn't
may wonder
delete it.
why he's sounding like a backwoods hick right now. It's
Because I got me a cup of coffee. And it
because
tastes
when he
really, really
is having
good.
technological problems, Jay's way, his coping mechanism is to start talking like trailer trash and cursing at the same time, and it's quite amusing. We won't do that because
It's terribly entertaining, and this is a
family-friendly
family-friendly show, dagnabbit.
But
Otherwise-
but you're addicted to the accent now, and you need to.
So my
stop.
wife,
Your wife.
so my
Guys,
wife, no,
anyway.
hey, Brian. So my wife last night, I'm sitting at the computer and I'm doing some work on it, and she's like, "Are you on the phone?"
You got yourself one of them iPads.
I said, "No, honey, I'm not on the phone. I'm just sitting here working, doing some writing." And she's like, "'Cause I hear you out there and you're just mumbling away." And I said, "What do you mean I'm mumbling away? I don't mumble to myself." She's like, "You sit up in
All
that
the
studio by yourself
All the time.
all week long, and I'll bet you sit there just muttering away.
Yep.
And this is what you're doing now here at the house." And I'm like, that freaks me out
You're
because I
supposed
can't
to leave
talk.
work at home.
I
Or
cannot
leave work
talk.
at work.
I cannot. It freaks me out that I can sit there and be talking about something and had no idea I'm even saying a single word.
That's very entertaining.
Speaking of which, Gary has hooked me up with some amazing Popwood
Well,
New Guinea coffee.
He's back there roasting right now, and while we were waiting for you to get the stuff figured out, Gary made us a cup.
No,
Gary
Thunderbolt,
made-
man.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Sounds like a car. Has that got a 450 engine in it?
It
Or
got
is that a 350 or is that,
it got a 450 Thunderbolt in that thing.
is that a 6-cylinder? What do we got
Look, I'm
there?
sorry, but I'm just trying to do the best job I can. We don't have a lot of staff on this show.
We ain't got no staff on this show.
Man.
Anyway,
Darn.
thanks for sticking with us through our technical difficulties. As I was saying, Eric Erickson is on the show. We don't really talk politics. We talk about some other cool things. I think you'll appreciate that. So thanks for watching. Make sure to tell all your friends about Dead Reckoning TV, the award-winning Dead Reckoning TV. And we will be back next week with another absolutely stellar Above the Pay Grade segment that I'm very, very excited about. And but I'm not going to unveil that quite yet. Enjoy the one we got today.
At D Reckoning TV on Twitter and at D Reckoning TV on Facebook. What is so funny? What is so funny?
Because it's reckoning. It's not reckoning. It's reckoning.
That's what I said. D Reckoning TV.
D Reckoning TV.
I can try to get my northern accent on, but it's kind of weird.
At Jay Friesen.
At Jay Friesen.
At
FRFRIESEN.
Ian.
That's what I said. Ian.
I'm at Brian G. Madsen.
Jeez. You are hard to be a co-host with.
You're such a joke. This is Dead Reckoning. This is the Spindle. Over and out.